Hi, I'm Jim, W6LG, your ham radio Elmer here on YouTube. Welcome to my radio room in Rocklin, California. About 20 years ago, I lost track of a QSL card that I just did not want to lose, and it disappeared. I couldn't find it. About 4 or 5 days ago, it was time for me to renew my license, and because it had on this particular call sign had been 20 years. I renewed it 10 and then another 10. So I was digging for the license in a file cabinet. When we moved from Wolf Mountain to Rockland, we cleared out a file cabinet, put it into cardboard boxes, and then put that stuff back in the file cabinet. So I'm going through envelopes, and there was a large brown envelope, and in that brown envelope was another envelope. And that envelope contained 2 QSL cards that I had misplaced 20 years ago. What was so special? Well, it was the guy that I worked at the time. He was friendly. I had a very quick, probably not even 30-second contact with him 2 times in 1970. I was 21 years old and going to Cal State Northridge, then living in Burbank on the side of the Verdugo Mountains. So when I worked this guy, I worked him long path. There was no short path for me. It just was impossible. Couldn't hear the stations, couldn't work them. And so if I did work anything in the Middle East, it was long path. Well, I found the card in that envelope near my license, and this is the card. I put it into a frame for a reason so I don't lose it again. It's going to go up on the wall over my right shoulder, probably about there. So the card is from King Hussein, JY1. I'll put a close-up of it up on the screen. The back of it has the signal report and his wet signature twice. It was special to me because it was the king of Jordan, and in ham radio, I didn't get to work that many kings. And why did I work him twice? Probably as an insurance contact, or if I remember correctly, W6LG Marie went there to operate, and they were operating side by side. She was doing most of the work. He was logging. That may have been the second contact, was to work W6LG. So I'm just thrilled to find this card and stick it up on the wall. Who was King Hussein? The king of Jordan. Liked amateur radio, loved it, liked Drake equipment for sure. I think that's all he ever had. In any of the pictures you see Drake equipment. And one of his closest friends was a guy from Israel. So we've got the king of Jordan, the king, his majesty, is what they would say, and an average guy in Israel, 4X6TT Amir Bazak. Amir made friends. They made friends with each other, and I think for the rest of the king's life, and he died early 60s, I think, at age 63. He had been king at that point for not quite 50 years, I think. And he did a lot of things to make Jordan a better place to live. He's described as compassionate. And I've got some video I'm going to add to the end of this discussion where you can see how the king is greeting other amateurs from Israel. He's shaking their hand. Not exactly a hug, but they're, sometimes it's a two-handed handshake. And he's actually talking to them like anybody else who went to operate. That's my recollection of him, being a nice guy on the air, being a consummate operator, working guys very quickly because the whole world wanted to talk to him. I shouldn't say the whole world, but lots of people wanted to contact him, and I certainly did. And it was a thrill to make contact with him because it was a long way around, very difficult. I may actually have worked him off the back of his antenna, which was a neat trick. My signal report was 5x5 in both times. In any case, here's just give a little more information on JY1 King Hussein. Here's a video where Amir and some others have set up an exchange where guys from Israel went to Jordan and went on the air. They got Jordanian call signs, and they're operating in a large tent. Later, King Hussein is there and operates also. And Amir, in one of the videos, is asking the king if they can do it again, where instead of Israeli guys going to Jordan, Jordanians could go to Israel. Just shows you how friendly Amir was with King Hussein, that he would even bring up that issue or arrange this get together. And the king apparently went along with the idea. Amir is writing a book. I haven't read it. He's doing some narration at this time. I've seen some of the pictures that are going to go into the book, and they're absolutely fascinating. In any case, here's what little I have, which is the picture of the QSL card and a video that was shot Super 8, and I did my best to stabilize it so it's not perfect, but it's a video. And you can see how the king is operating, and he's being coached a little bit by Amir 4x6 Tango Tango. If you operate a lot, if you operate a lot, you know the call sign 4x6 TT. He's on the air frequently with just monster antenna systems. So here we go. Here's a little bit of a video that's in the public domain. It was shot by Amir's father, 4x6 KR, I think it was. So enjoy, and then at the end of that, we'll finish up this video.
This is 4x6 Tango Tango at the mic, Your Majesty. Over to you, and we have a list of some 4x stations standing by for you, Your Majesty. First of all, just confirm if you copy us okay, over. Roger, Roger, Your Majesty. Wonderful. So again, on behalf of all the group here, we would like to thank you very, very much. What, you want to turn the antenna? Okay. Turn the antenna, okay. Somebody just climbing on the tower quickly to turn the antenna to you a little bit closer so you'll hear us a little bit better. On behalf of all the big group here, the Jordanian and the Israeli group, we would like to thank you so much, Your Majesty, for the great visit today to Mount Nebo. We have all enjoyed it immensely, and we're looking forward, as I told you here, we're looking forward to the next meeting, the expedition over in 4X land pretty soon. I'll turn it over to you, and there are a couple of 4X4 stations on frequency who have been waiting for a few hours to work you, Your Majesty, and we'll turn it immediately over to you and see what your pleasure is. JY1 in Amman, Your Majesty, this is Amir at JY74Z Mount Nebo. Go ahead, please. JY74Z Mount Nebo, this is JY1 Amman. Thank you, Amir, this is Hussein, and thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Look forward to do it many, many more times. It's a real honor for all of us. Thank you very much. I'm Amir for DJ. That's very nice. JY74Z with JY1, His Majesty King Hussein on the mic. Stand by, please.
Foxtrot. Anyone from 4X? Okay, anybody from 4X? Call now. Stand by, guys. Give him a chance. 4X-ray 4, go.
Boat is about 5 by 8. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger.
Roger, thank you very much indeed, my friend, and all the very best of 70s from JY1, JY7 for Zeus. Bye-bye, sir.
The stations from Algeria, from Kuwait, from Saudi. We've been working all of them here, so it's a pleasure.
Very, very good.
It really is.
Okay.
Can we just...
When should we...
There you go. 4X6TT and JY1 getting along, working amateurs around the world, especially in Israel, and that the king would participate in that is absolutely amazing. That the king of Jordan would even listen to an Israeli guy and become friendly with him. Clearly, in pictures, there's a very close relationship between those two men. Amir on the younger side, King a little bit older, and they get along great. You can see in their eyes that they really appreciate each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. If you have a comment about King Hussein or something else, I don't know really anything about his politics. I just read that he was compassionate and did his best to modernize his country. Beyond that, I don't know much of anything about JY1. But if you have a comment, post it below. If you've enjoyed the video, please do subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. I'm Jim, W6LG, your Hammer to Elmer here on YouTube saying 73. Thanks for watching. See you the next time.